Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the dramatic twists and emotional turns awaiting us in the upcoming episode airing on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Port Charles is buzzing with tension, heartbreak, and revelations that promise to keep fans on the edge of their seats. From family feuds to hidden agendas, unexpected confessions to life-altering decisions, this episode is brimming with storylines that will leave a lasting impact. Let's explore the intricate web of relationships and secrets that define this beloved soap opera, with fresh perspectives, expanded details, and a closer look at the motivations driving our favorite characters. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine faces off against Lulu Spencer's story. In the heart of Port Charles, a storm is brewing between Brooke and Lulu Spencer. Brooke Lynn is gripped by paranoia, believing that Lulu's latest investigative piece on adoption is a calculated move to expose or undermine her personal life. BLQ's suspicions are fueled by past rivalries and lingering mistrust, making her interpret every word of Lulu's article as a personal attack. However, unbeknownst to Brooke Lynn, Lulu's motivations are far more complex. The journalist is driven by a deep desire to uncover hidden truths about family legacies in Port Charles, including her own tangled history. Her story isn't just a jab at BLQ, it's a quest for closure on issues that have haunted her for years, touching on themes of identity and belonging that resonate with many residents. Adding to the tension, Harrison Chase, ever the protective partner, steps in with a firm resolve to shield BLQ from what he perceives as Lulu's vendetta. He urges Brooke Lynn to take a stand and stop this narrative from spiraling out of control. Sources suggest that Chase might soon confront Lulu head-on, hoping to reason with her or demand an explanation. But timing couldn't be worse. Lulu is already reeling from an emotionally charged interview with Laura Collins, where devastating revelations about being switched at birth have left her vulnerable. Laura's heartbreaking recount of her past has stirred up old wounds for Lulu, making her question her own place in the family tapestry. Chase's potential clash with her could ignite an explosive reaction, as Lulu struggles to balance her personal pain with her professional ambitions. Will this confrontation push Lulu over the edge, or will it force her to reveal the true purpose behind her story? Emotional depths with Lulu and Dante Falconeri. As if Lulu wasn't already drowning in emotional turmoil, a poignant moment awaits her with Dante Falconeri. The siblings share a deeply moving conversation that peels back layers of their shared history. This exchange isn't just a casual catch-up, it's a raw, unfiltered dialogue about the weight of family secrets and the burden of living up to expectations in Port Charles. Dante, sensing Lulu's distress, offers a shoulder to lean on, reminiscing about their childhood and the unbreakable bond that has weathered countless storms. Their talk might also hint at unresolved issues surrounding their parents' legacies, adding a bittersweet note to their interaction. This scene promises to tug at viewers' heartstrings as we witness the strength and fragility of familial ties in the face of unrelenting drama. Lois Cerullo caught in the spotlight. Meanwhile, Lois Cerullo finds herself unexpectedly thrust into the limelight, facing intense scrutiny from those around her. The residents of Port Charles and perhaps even a wider audience are buzzing about a scandal involving Drew Cain's shocking indiscretion with Jacinda. While the details of that fateful night remain murky, the fallout is undeniable, and Lois is caught in the crossfire. Whispers and accusations surround her as people speculate about her involvement or knowledge of the incident. Did she know more than she let on? Could her silence have contributed to the chaos now unfolding? Lois's discomfort is palpable as she navigates pointed questions and judgmental stares, forcing her to confront her own role in the unfolding drama. This subplot adds another layer of intrigue to an already explosive storyline, highlighting the ripple effects of one night's consequences across the community. Drew Cain's scandal and Willow's heartbreak. At the center of this scandal is Drew Cain, whose life has taken a devastating turn after his encounter with Jacinda. Unbeknownst to Drew, he was drugged during that fateful night, a sinister plot orchestrated by Nina Reeves and Portia Robinson. Their scheme has unfolded with chilling precision, manipulating events to shatter Drew's world while keeping their hands seemingly clean. Drew, still grappling with the shame and confusion of his actions, remains oblivious to the true forces at play. The question lingers: how long can Nina and Portia maintain this dangerous deception before the truth surfaces? For Willow Tate, the revelation of Drew's betrayal is a gut-wrenching blow. Her initial tears of sorrow quickly morph into fiery rage as she unleashes her pain on Drew in a confrontation that promises to be unforgettable. Willow's accusations cut deep. She screams that his reckless behavior could jeopardize her custody of her children, a fear that strikes at the very core of her identity as a mother. The emotional intensity of this scene underscores the high stakes of their fractured relationship, leaving viewers to wonder if there's any path to redemption for Drew. In a shocking twist, rumors swirl that Willow might discover she's pregnant soon after severing ties with Drew, adding a complex new dimension to her heartbreak. Will this potential pregnancy force her to reconsider her decisions, or will it only deepen her resolve to move on? Nina and Carly's uneasy alliance. In the aftermath of Willow's breakdown, Nina Reeves finds herself in a delicate position as she consoles her distraught daughter. Nina's heart aches for Willow's suffering, yet part of her believes that this temporary pain might spare her daughter from greater regrets down the line. Seeking an unlikely confidant, Nina turns to Carly Spencer, sharing the raw details of Willow's emotional collapse. This meeting between two women with a notoriously rocky history is fraught with tension, yet it also hints at a temporary truce as they navigate their shared concern for Willow. Their conversation delves into the ethics of tough love. Does the end justify the means when protecting a loved one? As Nina wrestles with guilt over her role in Drew's downfall, Carly offers a pragmatic, if brutal, perspective on the situation, urging Nina to stay the course. This dynamic adds a fascinating layer to their ever-evolving relationship, blending rivalry with fleeting moments of understanding. Maxie Jones, Tracy Quartermaine, and more Port Charles drama. Elsewhere in Port Charles, the drama continues to unfold at a relentless pace. Maxie Jones finds herself backed into a corner when an ultimatum is issued, forcing her to make a decision that could alter her future. The specifics remain under wraps, but the pressure is evident, and Maxie's knack for navigating tricky situations will be put to the test. Simultaneously, Tracy Quartermaine lets slip a piece of information that could have far-reaching consequences. Her sharp tongue and unfiltered opinions often land her in trouble, and this latest revelation might just spark a new conflict within the Quartermaine clan. On a different note, Emma Scorpio Drake is on a mission to prove herself to Professor Henry Hank Dalton, showcasing her determination and resilience. Her efforts to impress him hint at a budding storyline filled with ambition and personal growth. Jocelyn Jacks, meanwhile, uncovers a promising lead and shares it with Vaughn, setting the stage for a potential breakthrough in an ongoing mystery. Over at the police station, Max Scorpio learns of a crime that shakes the community, adding a layer of suspense to the already tense atmosphere. Finally, a tender yet unsettling moment unfolds at General Hospital as Trina Robinson bids a poignant farewell to Kai Taylor before he faces a risky surgery. Her words, "I'll see you on the other side," carry a haunting weight, reflecting both hope and fear for his outcome. This exchange encapsulates the fragility of life in Port Charles, where every goodbye could be the last. Trina's quiet strength shines through as she supports Kai, but the uncertainty of his prognosis lingers in the air, leaving fans anxious for what lies ahead. Next, we will delve into the explosive drama surrounding Drew Cain and the intricate web of deception that's tightening around him in Port Charles. A meticulously crafted scheme, hidden agendas, and shocking public fallout are set to unravel in the upcoming episodes, promising viewers a roller coaster of emotions. From Nina Reeves's cunning plot to Willow Corinthos's heartbreaking realizations, this storyline is packed with betrayal, manipulation, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Join us as we explore every facet of this scandal with fresh insights, expanded details, and new twists that heighten the stakes for everyone involved. Nina Reeves and Portia Robinson's sinister scheme takes shape. In a dimly lit corner of a Port Charles cafe last week, Nina Reeves's sharp eyes caught sight of a familiar face: Jacinda, a well-known escort, cozying up to Councilman Ezra Boyle. Instantly, Nina's mind raced with possibilities, and a devious plan began to form. Teaming up with Portia Robinson, whose own grievances with Drew Cain run deep, Nina orchestrated a covert operation to dismantle Drew's pristine image. Their strategy session was cloaked in secrecy, fueled by a shared determination to protect those they loved from Drew's influence. Nina arranged a discreet meeting with Jacinda at Crimson's sleek offices under the guise of a modeling gig. But the escort, no stranger to deception, quickly saw through the ruse. Nina laid her cards on the table. Jacinda wouldn't need to cross any intimate lines, just spike a drink and stage a compromising scenario. When Jacinda learned her target was Drew Cain, her price skyrocketed to a staggering $6,000. Nina, unwavering in her mission to sever Drew's ties with her daughter Willow Corinthos, agreed without hesitation, believing this investment would save Willow from a disastrous future. To deepen the intrigue, Nina and Portia meticulously planned every detail, from the choice of venue to the timing of the act. They selected the Savoy, a bustling hotspot where Port Charles's elite often mingle, ensuring maximum exposure for the fallout. Their scheme wasn't just about humiliation, it was about shattering the illusion of Drew's untouchable persona. Nina, driven by a mother's desperation, sees this as a necessary evil, while Portia's motivations hint at a personal vendetta tied to past betrayals by Drew. Will their carefully laid trap snap shut as planned, or will unforeseen variables threaten to expose their machinations? Portia enlists Brad Cooper in the ploy. Portia Robinson, wielding her influence with an iron grip, has ensnared Brad Cooper in her web of manipulation. Brad, desperate to secure his precarious position at General Hospital, finds himself with little choice but to comply with Portia's demands. Under her orders, he delved into Drew's confidential medical history, unearthing sensitive information that could be weaponized if needed. But that was only the beginning. Brad was also coerced into stealing a vial of ketamine, a potent sedative, which he handed over to Portia with trembling hands. Unbeknownst to him, Brad has become a pivotal, albeit unwitting, player in a plot designed to bring Drew crashing down from his lofty pedestal. His actions, though born from coercion, could have devastating repercussions if his involvement ever comes to light. Brad's internal conflict adds a layer of tragedy to this storyline. He's haunted by the ethical lines he's crossed, yet the fear of losing everything keeps him tethered to Portia's schemes. Meanwhile, Portia's ruthless determination paints her as a formidable force, willing to exploit any resource to achieve her ends. As the plan moves forward, whispers of Brad's unease circulate among hospital staff. Could his guilt lead to a slip that unravels everything? This subplot underscores the moral compromises that pervade Port Charles, where personal survival often trumps integrity. The trap is set at the Savoy. The stage is set for a night of chaos at the Savoy, where half of Port Charles's social scene converges for an evening of glamour and gossip. Jacinda, armed with the ketamine and Nina's hefty payment, slips into the crowd, her mission clear: drug Drew Cain and orchestrate a scene that will strip away his polished facade. The plan doesn't necessarily require a full-fledged scandal. Merely provoking Drew into a public outburst could suffice. Under the influence of the drug, Drew's usual charm and restraint are expected to crumble, revealing a raw, unfiltered side that shocks onlookers. With Curtis Ashford hosting the event at his club, media coverage is a given. Cameras and smartphones are poised to capture every moment of Drew's inevitable meltdown, ensuring that by morning, the entire town will be buzzing with tales of his disgrace. Curtis, unaware of the storm brewing under his roof, mingles with guests, oblivious to the fact that his venue is about to become ground zero for a public relations nightmare. The atmosphere at the Savoy is electric, with laughter and clinking glasses masking the undercurrent of deceit. Jacinda, blending seamlessly into the crowd, watches Drew with a predator's focus, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Adding to the tension, a local blogger known for juicy scoops is rumored to be in attendance, guaranteeing that any misstep by Drew will be plastered across social media within hours. Will Jacinda execute her role flawlessly, or will Drew's instincts sense danger before it's too late? Willow Corinthos faces a shattering revelation. Fresh from a disheartening trip to Germany, where she couldn't reunite with Michael, Willow Corinthos returns to Port Charles yearning for stability. Instead, she's met with a scandal that threatens to upend her world. Drew, whom she has long idealized as a paragon of virtue despite countless warnings from friends and family, stands at the center of a public humiliation. Unaware that Drew was drugged, Willow witnesses the fallout through raw footage and whispered accounts spreading like wildfire. Her heart, already heavy from her travels, shatters as she processes the sight of Drew in a compromising light. Every ideal she held about him crumbles, leaving her to question whether she can trust her own perceptions. Willow's turmoil is palpable as she grapples with conflicting emotions: betrayal, anger, and a lingering hope that there's an explanation. Friends urge her to see Drew for who he truly is, while others caution against snap judgments. A poignant moment looms as Willow confronts Drew, her voice trembling with pain, demanding answers she may not be ready to hear. Will she stand by him, swayed by his charisma and fast-talking excuses, or will this be the breaking point that forces her to walk away? Adding to her distress, rumors swirl that Willow might soon discover a life-altering secret of her own, complicating her decision. This storyline captures the fragility of trust and the devastating impact of betrayal in the tight-knit world of Port Charles. The fallout and unanswered questions. As the dust settles from Drew's public unraveling, the ramifications ripple outward, touching every corner of the community. Nina and Portia watch from the shadows, their expressions a mix of triumph and unease. Their plan has worked perhaps too well, but the risk of exposure looms large. If Drew uncovers the truth behind his drugging, the backlash could be catastrophic for both women. Meanwhile, Drew struggles to salvage his reputation, piecing together fragmented memories of the night at the Savoy. His ego, once his greatest asset, now becomes his heaviest burden as he faces scorn and skepticism from those who once admired him. The broader impact on Port Charles society cannot be ignored. Gossip columns churn out sensational headlines, while social gatherings buzz with speculation about Drew's downfall. Curtis, reflecting on the chaos at his club, begins to question who might have orchestrated such a spectacle under his nose. As alliances shift and secrets teeter on the brink of exposure, viewers are left with burning questions. Will Drew reclaim his standing, or has this scandal tarnished him beyond repair? Can Willow find the strength to forge her own path, free from Drew's influence? And how long can Nina and Portia evade the consequences of their ruthless actions? Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel, where the drama in Port Charles never ceases to captivate. Stay tuned for the next episodes as we uncover whether Drew Cain can weather this storm or if his downfall is just the beginning. Let us know in the comments which character's journey you're most invested in as this scandal unfolds.